here to show you how to wrap your hands. It's a little bit of preventative maintenance for the future. As you get better at punching, you're going to realize that you need more protection for your hands. So we wrap our hands because we want to be able to protect our wrist, our knuckles, all the joints in our hands. There are a lot of bones in our hands, so we want to make sure that as we get stronger and better with our technique, that you become a little more protective of your body if you want to do this for duration. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a traditional wrap. I like mine, they call them Mexican wraps, so a little bit stretchier than your regular ones. They conform to your hand a little bit better. So what we tend to do is you want to basically measure the size of your knuckle with the wrap. I fold mine in, I check the width of my knuckles, and there's no real rhyme or reason, but it's like 4 or 5 type of rolls you're going to roll in there just to give your knuckles a little bit of padding. Okay. What we do is, a little trick too, is you want to give yourself a little bit of an extra pinch up top, right here, so you can actually grip it with your thumb. So I go away from my thumb, I pinch that little flap, I cover my knuckles, I go over the back side, and I pin it down. Alright, so now I have myself a nice little cushion over my knuckles a couple times through my hand. I want to go around my wrist a couple times and secure my wrist. Okay. From here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my thumb and give my thumb a little bit of protection. Okay. So right to the thumb, and I come back. Once I go from the thumb, I go back to the wrist. Okay, so now I have a little bit of knuckle, a little bit of wrist, and a little bit of thumb. Okay, from here I'm going to go from my wrist towards my thumb section towards my little finger. So all the way from my thumb to the little finger, back to the wrist. Okay, back to the wrist. So now I have an anchor support at the wrist area. I go to the next finger, which is the middle finger and the ring finger. I secure down there, back to the wrist again. I secure my anchor. I go to the next finger, which is between my pointer and my middle. And then now from here, I was going towards my thumb. Now I change direction on the bottom side towards my wrist. Okay. So what happens is I go all the way back towards my wrist and I wrap. I end up making what looks like a little bit of an X pattern up top. And I go over the knuckles to clean it off a little bit. Once I clean off that area, I go right back to the wrist area, and then I focus on making a nice tight wrist wrap towards my wrist area. Now, I would suggest that if you have problems with your wrist, you focus more on the wrist, because being hand wraps, you can custom fit them to be more for the wrist or more for the knuckles per se, depending if you feel like you have some sort of pain that's coming your way. You can kind of catch it ahead of time. So I was focusing a little bit more on my wrist. I make it nice and stiff around here. I give myself a good knuckle pattern over here. I squeeze it a few times, kind of loosen it up. Now I have full protection of my thumb, my knuckles, and my wrist. And that's how you wrap your hands. Okay, this is what we call, I would say, a level 2 Muay Thai hand wrap. You're going to find a whole bunch online, wrapping your hands a whole bunch of different ways. I traditionally like to use 180 inches as far as lengthwise. This one happens to be 1.5 width. You can use a 2-inch width if you want to. But once again, the Mexican wrap is really important because it adds a little bit of stretchiness, which conforms to your hand a little bit better. Now that I have my hand wrap, it's going to give me the ability to hit really strong without any type of injury, but it will give me that nice solid feel, so I want to hit things harder too. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed it, and stay safe.